It's bright orange so rescue teams can spot you in the ocean. It's the Advanced Crew Escaped Spacesuit, nicknamed ACES. It's designed specifically to protect astronauts and keep them visible in the event of an emergency during landing or takeoff. This thing is bright orange because bright orange is highly visible against the ocean and the landscape should they land on an island somewhere. Based on a model originally used for the pilots testing Mach 3 aircraft in the 50s, the David Clark Company was tasked with updating the design after the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster. The pressurized interlocking suit was introduced to NASA in 1990. In 1992, they were given to astronauts, and in September of 1994, they were used for the very first time on a Space Shuttle Endeavour. These things maintain a pressure of 3.46 pounds per square inch, so you always have a nice supply of oxygen, and they have backup oxygen tanks on board that at sea level will give you 10 minutes of oxygen. But in space, it's quite a bit more depending on the altitude. They're very self-contained because you don't know how long you're going to be in it, and how long you're going to be falling, or how long you're going to have to stay alive in it. The suit is put on in pieces, and they all interlock together. The helmet, the boots, the trousers, the gloves, the top. That's what Columbia didn't do. They didn't interlock their pieces, and they didn't have their helmets sealed. The Columbia crew did not have their suits on, and there are documented cases where test planes have exploded at similar altitudes and speeds with crews inside properly suited who lived. But Columbia's crew did not have their suits buttoned up or their helmets sealed and did not survive. Would they have survived properly suited? We'll never know. But it's interesting that they didn't have their suits on when that was exactly what their suits were designed for. If they'd been wearing their suits, it might have made a complete difference in their survival. I don't want to sound like I'm blaming the astronauts for not surviving, but the suit was designed specifically to keep them alive in that exact situation. Their ship exploded on its way into space. That would have been a long fall to try to survive. By the time the shuttle program ended, these things had survived over 100 shuttle launches. They've redesigned them for Artemis, calling them an Orion suit. It's still basically the same suit with some modifications they haven't told us about yet. In my mind, they're cumbersome to walk in and move because they're so restrictive, but the hardest thing for me would be how do you do anything with those thick gloves on. There's a big button designed specifically for use with these suits because that's an issue. I believe it's an escape button.